Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. It's Monday. Let's freaking go, huh? Let's do this.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And being Monday, Tanya and Palatine needed this.
This is one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, mother. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. I think you better quit, let it slip, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip.
There you go, Tanya and Palatine, and for everybody in Palatine there, a little Limp Bizkit to get you going here on a Monday. Give us that proof of life check-in, 312-591-8300, and let us know how you're doing today on a Monday. Kenzie, how are you doing this morning?
Good. Thank you.
Good, just good. Yeah. glad to be here, ma'am.
Yeah,
good to have you. Case, how you feeling?
Never better. Monday morning, Brian and Kenzie here.
Turn his mic off.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Too much.
What, too much?
Calm down.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Relax.
I like this.
That's why we keep you in that room.
I like being here.
What a lively bunch this morning.
I'm fired up. Big show Monday morning, baby.
Let's go.
I didn't know there was too much.
Oh, no. I don't know. The scale of excitement. Listen, I don't care if you guys scream. I'm
I'm not going to do
I
that.
do.
Yeah, come on now.
Let's take a quick vote.
That'd be too much.
I'm just doing a check-in here. What would a scream from Case? Case, how's it going this morning?
I'm fired up, baby.
Sound like the Cookie Monster.
Well, Brian, how would it sound if I'm going to ask you, how are you doing? Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome.
Well, that wasn't really a scream.
Oh, no. Oh, that's what. Okay.
Now I want to hear you scream.
Okay,
Let's
say it
do it. All
again.
right, take two. Brian, how you doing?
Into battle.
That delivered. I like that.
Yeah.
Sounding of a sword. Good Lord.
Yeah, feeling good. I mean, I still have this residual sound in the cold. The cold's gone, but then the cold just lingers, the sound. Like, I don't sound right, do I? I sound okay?
I never think you sound right.
Well, that's not fair.
That's just an overall.
Yeah. I use these dulcet, rich tones. It's like a nasally
You're
tone.
describing a wine.
Yeah.
This is your voice that you're talking about.
Speaking of which, I drank a lot of wine this weekend.
I know. You put it in your show prep. How
Yeah.
wrecked you got on wine.
I gotta
You're a
say.
classy bitch now after your birthday.
I did think I was going to be sophisticated on my birthday. Instead of drinking beer at the dinner, I drank wine.
Okay.
And if you're going to drink some wine, might as well get a bottle.
Well, obviously, that's what they say.
Yeah, a couple bottles maybe. And I didn't realize, I just thought back, unintentionally, I was doing a dry January.
Yeah.
I have not drank since we started this weight loss challenge, which is
Except for the bottle of wine on Saturday.
a couple bottles.
Okay.
Couple bottles of wine. And man, wine's good.
Yeah, no, it is.
Wine, like really the next day, you're like chill. Like I couldn't move off the couch.
You could. So wait, I want to clarify. Were you hungover and couldn't move, or you were just vibing out from the wine?
Hungover, which I don't get hungover really too often. I can drink 13 beers or so and be okay. The next day, I'll be good. But wine, no. Wine said, No, I also had some craft.
My house, bitch. That's what the wine said to
Yeah,
you.
I had some craft cocktails too. A couple of those.
With the bottles of wine and craft cocktails.
Yeah.
What were
How
the cocktails
many
called?
birthdays were you celebrating?
Well, one big one. Let's see. So the craft cocktail was gin. It was called a Haley. This is over at the Butcher and the Bear, one of the best
Haley?
restaurants. Yeah, it's called a Haley. I don't know if it was a Haley's Comet, like Shine
That's
Delegate.
what I was trying to hear.
Haley Williams, Paramore, Haley Joel Osment, Forrest Gump.
I think it was.
Wow, a lot of Haley's, huh?
Yeah, when you think about it.
Okay.
I think it was the Comet because that's how I felt the next time I got hit by a comet. So it was gin, ginger beer, lime, and pomegranate. Oh, it was delicious. I could have drank 15 of those, but I drank
You
two.
only had 12.
Two of those with 2 bottles of wine And yeah, I was laid out for the football games
Well,
yesterday.
you made up for January, didn't you?
Yeah. Going out with a bang this week, the last week of January. Can't wait for the weigh-ins at 7:50 coming up. If you guys feeling confident about the weigh-ins coming up today?
I'm not. I know for a fact that it's not going to be good for me this week. I was really stressed last week, and whenever I get stressed, my body's like, let's just hold on to all this, just in case. And I know that it didn't drop any weight. I just held on to it.
And Case handed me, Kenzie, I'm just telling you this right now, he handed me a doctor's note. I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't read it yet. But he handed me a doctor's note. He said, we'll read this at the weigh-ins at 7:50.
Why, did you, leave for a doctor? What do you mean?
I don't know.
We'll get
Read
to it in
this
7.
in my absence.
when
I
I'm
would
gone.
also like to turn in a doctor's note for the weigh-in. I don't feel great.
It's a legitimate note from the doctor's office. It's an envelope from a doctor's office, and I haven't read it yet.
Where is it?
Well, so I can't.
Where is it?
Here.
Oh, let me see it.
Oh, we'll read it when we get there. We'll read it when we get to the weigh-ins at 7:50.
It's got
That
the
looks like handwriting. That looks
No,
like Casey's
no, no, no.
handwriting.
No.
It's a computer written doctor's note. It's got the stamp on it and everything.
Yeah.
Would it mail it to you?
No, it's the doctor stamp. It's like, hey, this came from a doctor.
He had to go to the doctor, apparently, during the weigh-in challenge here. He had to go to the doctor last week.
May or may not have been an injury that took place.
So,
With your penis? Now that you can see it?
Yeah, with my
Can't
penis.
keep his hands off that thing now that he can see it.
doctor said, now that you can see your penis, boys, there's something wrong with it. So that's coming up at 7:50 in the weigh-in. We'll read that note. All of us are weigh-ins today in the weight challenge.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. This one kind of scary, kind of tragic in a way.
Oh, boy.
An 8-year-old boy went blind doing this repetitively. And I just want this as a good fact to put out there for people that have a young child that know maybe not to do this. It's something that a lot of 8-year-old boys and girls do, and did this a lot repetitively and went blind. I know there's an old joke that comes up in here. Do you know this? You know the old joke about it scared kids away from masturbating back in the day, Kenzie?
Do you know that classic joke?
I'm sorry. I thought it was like a nursery rhyme.
In a way it is.
I don't know the old masturbation tale. What is that?
Well, pretty much that's what it is right there, is that
you
if
go blind if you masturbate?
if you do it too much.
Is that what your doctor notes about kids?
That might be what it's about later on in the weigh-ins.
I can't see it now that you mention
Now
it.
you mention it.
I put that out there to make sure we don't get 800 texts about that. It's not that.
Well, it's an 8-year-old boy.
I don't know when people start doing that kind of thing, but
Are you for real, Brian? That's scary.
I've never been more for real in my life.
Is that what you're doing at 8?
Well, this isn't about me.
That's like second grade. Are you okay?
It's about society.
Every day we come here and every time you talk, I find a new reason you should be in therapy. It's unbelievable.
I ain't going.
Okay.
I ain't going. It'll ruin the show if I go to therapy.
Ruin this show.
So it's not that. That's off the table. I'm glad you didn't know that. That's why I'm glad I said it, to get it out there so you didn't guess that. You might have guessed that.
I wouldn't have, but thank you.
So this 8-year-old boy went blind for doing this repetitively. And a lot of 8-year-old boys and girls do this. So what do you think it could be?
I think staring directly into the sun, because I keep trying to get my baby to stop doing that. He's just like, look at that thing up there. I'm like, I know. Just let it go. Let it go. Drop it. I know. It's up there. It's up there a lot. Get used to it. It's up there. Dad.
All right, Case, what do you think?
I think it's that thing. It also has to do with the sun, but they put a magnifying glass on the ground and try to heat up the ground with a magnifying glass. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's okay. You can say burn ants. That's okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You
I don't
guys
want
are
to
a bunch
say
of
it.
psychopaths. What is wrong with you guys?
You never burned an ant with a magnifying glass?
Masturbating and killing animals? What is happening?
That sounds like a new billboard.
What is this?
Brian and Kenzie, masturbating and killing ants.
My God, lay off. You guys should have kick a soccer ball around or something. What the hell?
We found time to do that too in our
sure.
youth, but other times we're burning ants and looking at the sun and masturbating. All right, well, those are your guesses. You guys guess at 312-591-8300. When we come back in 3 minutes, we'll tell you how this poor kid, this 8-year-old kid, went blind doing something very repetitive that a lot of 8-year-old boys and girls in Chicago do.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for the fact that makes your brain just go. Now, we put it out there that it's very tragic. An 8-year-old boy has gone blind from repetitively doing this, and we made clear that it wasn't masturbation.
Good.
That's fair. A lot of people checking in on the text line. Kenzie guessed looking at the sun, because, boy, do people just love looking at the sun. Kids like, what that thing up there, that big sunny thing.
So bright and shiny.
And Kay said burning ants with a magnifying glass, possibly a reverse situation happens where it blinds them in the eye. Somebody guessed flipping eyelids. You always had that one kid that would flip their eyelids inside out.
I hate that.
I can do that. One of my few talents.
Were you that kid?
I was that kid. I had a phase where I was that kid.
Ugh.
I hate. I'm like, get your little inner fluids away from me. Don't walk up to me with the inner part of your body exposed. Disgusting.
Now, some people also checked in with an obvious answer: just too many video games. Playing video games for so long on the TV, and the kid went blind that way.
Age is what's throwing me off.
8-year-old?
And too many video games? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not saying I hang around a lot of 8-year-olds, but I'm assuming
It sounds like you do. You have a lot of information about 8-year-olds for someone who doesn't have one.
Well, I was an 8-year-old boy once, and I played video games, I'm pretty sure, at 8 years old, so I'm not there's a lot of 8-year-olds out
Did
there.
they have video games when you were 8?
Yes, they did. All kinds.
That's a genuine question.
Yeah, no, they had a ball and chain we used to throw in a field. That was the only game we had. Yeah, that's it.
I didn't think they had, what was it, like Pong?
Nintendo.
There was a Nintendo?
Yes.
What game was on it?
Nintendo. Mario.
You had Mario Kart?
Yes.
No
Mario goes
way.
back. Mario goes way back. You don't even know.
Not like Mario Kart, Kenzie, but he had a Mario game.
It was
What
Mario
was he
throwing
doing?
a ball and chain. Mario threw a ball and chain like that. That's what
Was
they
he on a
did.
dinosaur
Yeah.
racing?
Oregon Trail had that too. All right, here we go. So it's not any of those things. It's not any of those things what made this kid go blind for repetitively doing this. What it was eating chicken nuggets exclusively.
Exclusively.
That's right. This kid only ate chicken nuggets, so the parents were like, well, you know how hard it is to feed a kid sometimes. That's all he ate, so that's all he ate was chicken nuggets. Ended up with a severe vitamin A deficiency, and according to doctors, that can cause, permanent long-term damage to the optic nerve fibers in many different cases. It's very rare that it goes this far with that many chicken nuggets, but that's all the kid ate was chicken nuggets for every meal. And it started in a vitamin A deficiency and caused me to go blind.
I know that kids can be difficult, but as a parent, you cannot allow 100% chicken nugget consumption.
That's what did it.
You gotta balance it out. You have to be like one strawberry, then hand nugget. Like you have to do an exchange of goods and services.
The bribery.
You have to.
Yeah.
Santa's watching. You got to pull it out of the bag, man.
But you know this too. It's, you're exhausted. You made all this meal and then they don't eat it. And fine, have some Dino Nuggets. Take them. They're delicious.
I have to say, and this is not judgmental. If you have a kid that's a tough eater, I totally get it. Every kid's different. Tristan went through and every single meal was a problem stage. And his ass sat at that table for an incredibly long time. Every night until he got over it because I made one dinner and that was it.
But did he want something else?
Yeah, for sure he would have eaten like butter noodles. Not up in this house. This is a Latin household. Down the enchilada. Too bad.
Enchilada? He was 1 year old eating enchiladas?
My baby had enchiladas last week. Beer enchiladas, baby.
Let me look up the enchilada diet and see what that deficiency causes.
You're gonna have to power through this and there was a lot of long sitting at the dinner table. It was like, I don't care if you have a bite now or you're going to eat it.
Case, I picture you being a chicken nugget aficionado.
Oh, my God. A chicken nugget with pretzel sticks and ketchup with both of those things going into the ketchup. Find me a better meal.
You dunk pretzel sticks in ketchup?
Absolutely. Because you know why?
No,
because,
I don't know why.
You know why? Because as a kid, there's nothing funnier than taking the pretzel stick, this long, thin pretzel, dipping it in fire so the tip is red, and then going fire. It's like you made fire with the pretzel stick. That's the funniest joke there is.
I thought you were going to say you're pretending like you're smoking.
No, I would never.
Well, God forbid.
I loved those fake cigarettes. You know, the candy cigarettes that they used to have? I think just continued. I'd imagine. Remember the chalky? They were disgusting candy. It just tastes like chalk.
Well, it was gum, and then it was covered in sugar, so when you sucked it out, you could blow smoke with the sugar.
I didn't have that. I had, like, the chalky sticks. They actually sounded like chalk.
But what did it taste like?
It's a little chalky. It wasn't delicious.
I guess that's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, we had some that were gum, and then they were covered in sugar.
I never had the gum one. That sounds much better than what I had.
Because if you blew real hard on it, the sugar would go out like smoke.
Hey, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's right. But then you chew it, you see. That's not what she said.
That's not what she said.
No, not at all. There you go. The fact that makes your brain go. Careful on the chicken nugget consumption of your child. But give them some. That's okay.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Highlights your weekend. Check in 312-591-8300. 219 checked in. Successfully completed a road trip to San Antonio for my cousin's wedding. Made it home at 1:30 this morning.
That's fun.
That's a long drive, I imagine.
Well, yeah, but that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Did you see 630 texted in? Highlight of my weekend, celebrating my grandma's 100th birthday party.
Wow.
That's cool.
100.
Woo.
Damn.
Does that make you jealous, Brian? Because I know you want to hit 100.
I do want to hit 100. I mean, can I be jealous of his grandma? Yes.
Am I? Yes.
I can also be happy for her at the same time. The two things can coexist, I guess. All right, no, screw her.
Hide your grandma. Don't send her information.
Do you know what you'd want to do at your 100th birthday?
Oh, 100th birthday, I would want to go to Portillo's and get a cake shake.
Why? You do that all the time. How's that different from Monday through Sunday?
Oh, I just want to keep on living, man. Just keep doing the same thing. IV it, though, probably at that point. Just get the IV right into your bloodstream.
Oh, the IV of the cake shake?
Yeah.
That'll be good for you.
Nice.
I thought you were. I thought you were speaking weird. Like I be it. Like I thought you were talking like I see. I V it into your body.
847. Check that my daughter's dance team competed at sectionals this weekend. Made it to state next weekend. Let's go. You only got the Pro Bowl next weekend, so hopefully that's televised. Your daughter's state dance team competition would be there instead of the Pro Bowl. Actually, next weekend, of course, the Super Bowl. A lot of stuff with sports coming up. Kenzie, how was your weekend? Anything going on that you like there?
I gotta be honest, it wasn't riveting, but I was putting away. Please don't judge me. Don't judge what I'm about to say.
I can't promise that.
I'm still putting away Christmas decorations.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. The problem is I can't reach a lot of them, and my husband wasn't there, so I had to use tongs to get the top decorations off the tree, like cooking tongs. I had a ladder and tongs trying to, like, get the stuff down.
Why didn't you video that?
I'm sorry.
That would have been amazing.
And then, like, I used a spatula to get stuff off the shelves, but that's scary because some of it's glass, so I got to whack it with the spatula. And honestly, I felt like I was playing football. Somebody should draft me because then I got to run and catch it so it doesn't break once I launch it off the shelf.
Again, I would love to see video of that.
Well, it's slay 'em. So I'm just excited because my house is finally going back to normal. And I'm one of those crazy Christmas decorators where it usually takes me at least a week to genuinely put everything away.
Yeah.
And again, the height thing. It's
yeah.
So, I'm doing my best. Please no judgment.
You go, girl.
I'm trying.
I'm giving you support.
Thank you.
Case, how about your weekend? Highlight of it?
Oh, any weekend where you can see live music is a good weekend. I was at Lincoln Hall on Saturday for an artist named Christian Lee Hudson, who produces a lot of Phoebe Bridgers albums and plays a lot of really sad songs on the acoustic guitar. It was him and a violinist on stage, quite moving, very enjoyable. I live a good life.
Now, it sounds like
sad.
Yeah, it sounds like very deep, introspective music. Did you think about your mortality at all? Like that guy's grandma at 100 years old. Did you think about that?
I think about my mortality constantly. It is only elevated when I see this guy again. His name is Christian Lee Hudson. Actually, just posted an interview with him on Q101's YouTube channel. I've seen it multiple times now.
Plug.
Yeah, it's there.
Hey.
I've seen it multiple times. Every time I leave going like, whew, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in, but it's fun. It's a good time.
No, it sounds really fun.
sounds like you really had fun. It really did. Well, I had my birthday dinner Saturday night. The Butcher and the Bear on Halstead. I highly recommend it.
Ooh, I bet.
A little pricey.
You think?
Oh, Megan wouldn't show me the bill. She paid for the dinner, and she did say, quote.
I want to marry Megan.
Me too.
It's not fair.
She said, this is the most we've ever spent on each other as just the two of us for dinner. Which is,
of course, and it ends up being her bill, and that it wouldn't be her birthday where you pay for it.
Yeah, well, we're going to go to
You took her
Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But this place had a Wagyu steaks tasting board.
A tasting board for Wagyu?
So 4 different cuts of meat in the Wagyu family on a tasting board.
In the Wagyu family.
And it was unbelievable. I can't describe the ecstasy in this meat. And then
God.
the waiter came over and goes, hey, you want to throw a lobster tail on that too? And I go, huh. You know, earlier that day we looked at a house that we couldn't afford. We're like, we're not buying a house today, so give me the lobster tail.
Awesome. No, that's smart. Now you're closer to the house.
And I said to Megan, is that okay? And she goes, yeah, it says market price. When there's no price on the menu, it says market price.
I hate when there's an MP next to something.
Oh.
Because then you sound like a broke bitch when you're like,
How much?
hey, just like, if you had to guesstimate, what do
Yeah.
you think the market price is?
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sound like a broke bitch, so I didn't say how much. I just said, give it. Bring it, buddy. Bring it.
Well, yeah, your wife was paying for it.
Facts.
Way
Facts.
to take one for the team, Brian, and not care.
Oh, boy. What a night. And I give props to that restaurant if you're looking for a night out. But definitely you have to take a mortgage out on the house, I think. I don't know what the final cost was, but boy, it was delicious. Worth every bite. And they brought a dessert out for me with a candle on it. A homemade sugar donut with homemade vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me say, you had a couple bottles of wine, 2 craft cocktails, a
Yep.
Wagyu tasting board, and then a
Yep.
donut with ice cream on top.
Plus, we had foie gras toast as an appetizer. And we had a wedge, you know, the blue cheese wedge you get at steakhouses, but they used pork belly.
What'd you call it?
like
foie
wedge?
gras?
Foie gras.
Foie gras is what you call it?
Whatever. Foie gras, foie gras, foie gras.
Froggies? Froggas.
They brought a frog out. Yeah, foie gras toast. Kenzie, so good.
No, it sounds good.
You can marry Megan. It's okay.
I want to marry Megan.
There you go. Give the highlights of your weekend. Keep it coming up. And, of course, the highlight, a lot of good sports. Happy household, happy wife, happy life. Eagles win. More on that and everything that happened over the weekend in sports coming up after Alanis Morissette.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.